It's guitar lesson time on Facebook again. Okay, so this time I'm going to talk about the root position minor pentatonic on the guitar and the second pentatonic, second position, first and second positions. So let's review that in the key of B minor. B is on the 7th fret. So there you have it. There's the root position minor pentatonic, which most people know. Now, the mode, or the modes that correspond with the root position pentatonic, are the minor modes, the modes that contain a minor third and that correspond to minor chords. So traditionally, we think of B minor as corresponding to Aeolian, or the natural minor scale. Because the natural minor scale identifies the key, or the keys, the minor keys. So rather than thinking of the natural minor scale as corresponding to this B minor 7th chord, we're going to use the Dorian mode, which is the second mode of A. Here's A major 7, B minor 7, Dorian. So I'm not going to get into an in-depth lesson on this scale. It's assumed that you already know these modes. So the first one we're covering is Dorian. Now Dorian adds two important notes that almost every rock player and blues player plays. They're 2 frets higher than the root. Chuck Berry played a lot of that. So whenever you play a note that's a whole step higher than the root, or the second degree, or a note that's a whole step higher than the 5th, the root is B, the 5th is F sharp. These two tones are being borrowed from the Dorian mode because they aren't contained in the minor pentatonic scale. So now let's get into some of the practical uses of this mode. The first thing I'd like to cover is the relative major of B minor, which is D. Right? Relative major, relative minor, it's also assumed you know something about that. You go 3 frets higher and you play the major chord, or 3 frets lower and play the minor chord, which corresponds to these bar chords that most guitarists know, B minor and D. So the two modes that we're going to use are Dorian and Lydian. D Lydian, and B minor. Okay, so when we play pentatonic scales, we usually shift from one to the next on the guitar. Something like that. Every blues player plays these type of riffs. Something like that, right, that crept into this other domain, the D area, the Lydian. So we have Dorian and then Lydian. So I guess the question here is how we transition from the B minor Dorian to the D Lydian. And that's accomplished with shifting the first finger. You can play stuff in position, but if you want to go higher on the fretboard, you shift up with the first finger. So the first finger will move from the first scale step to the second. or from the 4th to the 5th, in this case, yes, 4th to 5th, and then flat to 7th, flatted 7th to 8th, flat 3 to 4, 5 to natural 6, and the root up to the 2nd again, or the 9th. Okay, so first finger moves up in each one of these cases. And when the first finger moves up, you will be in Lydian territory. The thing is, if we're playing a B minor blues, the Dorian blues, the Lydian mode will sound as Dorian because it's functioning against a minor chord and a minor key. In a modal situation, but we're still playing around a minor chord. So we're in the key of B minor, but B minor Dorian in this case. So the trick here is to shift upward and then shift downward as well. First finger can move up and move down. Much in the same way that pentatonic scales are combined, we can just move in and out of the Dorian mode and the Lydian mode by moving our first finger up and down. And this enables us to access higher notes. So the real key to learning the modes is learning all your pentatonic scales. Thank you very much.